We are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Hello. Good evening, as a former football manager would say. Anyway, we are now Bulls versus the Stormers, and I'm already over that Lions victory. Whatever, AJ. Look at you. Not so much. I don't think this is the reason we lost, but I'm just confused that last try. But let me try and get over it, shall I? Anyway, we are at Loftus, and it is the Bulls taking on the Stormers. Let me just quickly finish uploading the review. Yeah, I think if you look at that Lions versus Sharks game, you would say that the Lions are their own worst enemies. You know, I think they could have won that game. They cut out the errors. You think about that Raz Bakana kick, which just landed in the hands of Makazor Mapimpi. That moment doesn't happen. You learn how to take a line out, and all of a sudden, I think it could have been a very, very close game. And I think the Lions deserved at least the losing bonus point out of that, because I think they played well enough. But having said that, if you told me we were going to score 37 points against the Sharks, I would have taken it. So you can't be too greedy, you know. And now I think it's gonna be an interesting game here. I mean, on paper, I think the Bulls throughout the squad, the 23, I think have got a stronger side, but I think there are some nice players in this in the Stormer side who obviously can play a bit of footy, as the Aussies would say, a bit of footy. So I think we're in for an interesting clash. What are your score predictions? We've got a poll running, and so you go and vote to see. I think we've got a poll running. If we don't, I'll get a poll running to see who you think is going to win. And I'm just hoping for a good game. You know, we just want to see some top notch rugby. We saw close on 80 points. We saw more than 80 points, didn't we? Yeah, we saw more than 80 points the last game. Let's hope we see another high scoring game because it's exciting. We want to see some nice tries. You know, I'm all for some nice tries. Get those tries going. Just waiting for the two teams to come out. I'm just sorting out an upload. Where am I? I'm here. I'm nowhere. Why am I nowhere? Where have I now just saved this? I'm nowhere here. Oh, it's because you actually haven't exported. You idiot! You idiot! You. Right, come on, hurry up, Stephen. They're about to run out here. I even got myself a beer. I'm so unorganized. This is a disaster. Storm was going with this dual captaincy thing, which I've never really understood, but each to their own, I suppose. I just don't understand how a dual captaincy works. I mean, somebody has to be technically the on-field captain. Who is speaking to the referee? Who's making the decisions when the referee says, "What do you want to do?" Who's saying what I want to do? But each to their own. Each to their own. If it works for them, it works for them. Who are we? Who are we to judge? Us mere mortals. But yeah, Storm is coming out in their black kit. It's quite a nice kit, actually. And the Bulls will be playing in what assumes the customary blue. Well, they'll probably be playing the blue, maybe playing the white. I'm not quite sure what the fashion decision has been. Stephen Kitsoff back leading the Sharks. I mean, we all know Stephen Kitsoff's the captain here. Come on now. I mean, you can tell me that Salman Murat is co-captain, but what is a co-captain? Like, why? I don't know why I'm so hung up on it, I suppose, but it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, Bulls playing in the blue. Here comes the bench. That's a very large Yankees Swanepoel and a Marcel Coetzee and a Bismarck Duplessis and a Harold Forster and a Lizo Grobalka and Jacques Van Noren. And here comes the Cornel Hendricks. A wild Cornel Hendricks leading out a very, very good Bull side. Do I have time to run and get a beer? This is what do we reckon? Do you think we've got time? Do you have time to bolt to grab a beer? I think I've got time. I've got time. I'm going to run it. I can't run. I'm going to walk. I'll be back now. Steven has got his beers ready. Yeah, paper's the man in the middle. Okay, I won't put you through more of that. Anyway, I got the beers. We're all good for hopefully the first half. I mean, 2 should be enough, shouldn't it? Depends how much I suppose I have to tell you about the game. But score predictions, people. Who won between the Sharks and the Lions? The Sharks did. However, I think the Lions did put in a very good performance. The kickoff is underway. Monty Liebach goes to the left, puts it down the throat of Ambrose Pierre, who takes an early hit from Evan Ruiz, but does find a pretty decent clearance up towards the halfway line, taken quickly by Damien Willemse, who gives it to Monty Liebach. Monty Liebach decides to go down the left. He gives it to Damien Willemse. Damien Willemse steps away from one, brought down by Jan Kovala. There comes Herschel Yankees. To Steven Kitsoff. Hold on to that boot. Yeah, you hold that boot. Herschel Yankees now to absolutely nobody, but it's picked up by Evan Ruiz, who's wrapped up by Albert Le. No, it's not Albert Le. It is Albert Le, actually, at 8th man today. Now Willemse sees a bit of space in behind. Down towards, it's kicked up by Chris Smith, who returns the favor. Okay, come chap. Somebody find touch so I can open a beer. Down the throat of Damien Willemse. What's he going to do? He puts it high for Monty Liebach to chase. Chris Smith is there, well positioned. Slips the tackle of Monty Liebach. Runs into Herschel Yankees and gets dumped. Now Bruce Pierre gives it to, I think it's Moy Smith. All right, and Bruce Pierre will go to the box kick. And Madosh Tumwe is chasing hard, and it's right up against touchline, and they'll say, thank you very much. We'll take the line out over there. Not a good kick from Ambrose Pierre. But it does, however, allow Steven the time to just, I'll put this up by the mic. Okay, are we ready? Oh, what a sound. What a sound. Cheers, the chaps. To the chaps, to the chaps, to the chaps. Oh, just flow down there. Right, first line of the day. Skara Interbeni will be looking to find either Salman Murat. Ernst van Rijn is also a line option, I suppose. It goes to Evan Ruiz, though. Herschel Yankees now goes to Monty Liebach. And it's Rick Pretorius down the middle. Herschel Yankees quick ball to Salman Murat. Solid tackle by Arno Buerta. Penalty for going straight off their feet into the breakdown. I think it's against Skara Interbeni. Salman Murat's the man that he carried it up, so I don't know why I have to focus on him. He did not get to see the penalty. So a penalty for the Bulls, early penalty here, will allow Chris Smith to kick his way into Stormers territory. Yeah, it's Skara Interbeni, who basically, I mean, jeepers, mate. Talk about a side door there. Mornay Smith having some running repairs, getting strapped up on that ankle of his. Looking quite good, actually, is Mornay Smith. Him and Gerard Steenkamp become quite a nice little combo there with the Jan Kovala in between them. Right, so it'll be a first Bulls lineup when we do resume. Right, so Mornay Smith is all good to continue. Now he's got his ankle all strapped up. And Jan Kovala, who's freshly back from the Springbok camp, will feed his first lineup of the day. So time should be back on. There it is. Right, what can the Bulls conjure up? This is a good field position for them. Kovala goes to the front of the lineout. Goes WJ Steenkamp. Cornel Hendricks with his first carry. Start attack by Skara Interbeni. Now Steenkamp putting his head down. Papier on the run there was Albert Lowe. Oh, it's a nice angle that run by Lionel Pugh. Nice little offload there from Cornel Hendricks. But I think it's Dion Ferree. He's got his mitts all over that. Penalty advantage. In fact, it must be Dion Ferree. Yeah, of course it's Dion Ferree. Can't resist, can he? He must appear. Now runs into a bit of traffic there. Still got an advantage here, from as far as I understand, on Alberta and the number 6 jumper. Carrying it up, presenting it to Ambrose Pierre, who now goes to Chris Smith, who goes to Cornel Hendricks. Ball goes to nobody, so we'll go back for the penalty advantage. Joshua's going Sharks 40-37 Lions. 47-37, unfortunately. It was, they scored a try right at the end there. Bit of a weird one. I'm still not quite sure what AJ Jacobs was trying to explain at the end. But regardless, the try did stand, and it ended up 47-37. But we are still scoreless here at Loftus Versfeld. Well, interesting confidence. It was definitely a kickable position, but they decided to go for the corner. You have the Bulls. A lot of confidence early on after a couple of good phases. And Krobler now peeling off to the right. Here comes the running more. And right up against touchdowns. Jan Krobler's done very well to be able to come inside there. Mani Liebach now going for the ball. He has to turn it over. It's very good work by Mani Liebach. So Sinatla has picked it up and turned it over for the Stormers. Now Hershey Yankees gives it to Sazi Sandi, the youngster, getting an opportunity today. But Stormers very much still back in the 22. Hershey Yankees creating a bit of an angle. Now we'll go back to Mani Liebach, who finds touch. Madosh Tumwe, I'm not sure if he... I think Madosh Tumwe stuffed this up. I think he's actually dropped this out and on his own course. I think he's just gifted Stormers a line out inside Bulls territory. Yeah, so it will be a Stormers though, and a bit of a mistake there from Madosh Tumwe. Thought it was still 40-37. Well, I mean, let's just record it at 40-37. I think that's a much fairer scoreline in terms of the way the game went. I thought the Lions played pretty well. The Sharks did play well as well. But right, so Stormers line out. Great play by Mani Liebach, finished. What, the kick? I mean, the kick was all right, wasn't it? Nice on the halfway line. Good line win there from Marvin Norrie. That's what he does. Line specialist. And Dion Ferree's controlling at the back there. Scurrying to Benny. Now got the ball. We're on a bit of a run here of the Stormers thing, but it goes down. Hershey Yankees fakes it and almost goes to the middle looking for a run. It comes in the form of Evan Ruiz. Ruan Norkia managed to bring him down with help from Ambrose Pierre. Now Mani Liebach, what's he going to do? Decides to go himself. He slipped through Mani Liebach. Oh, he's got the offload away to Özvan Rain, who gets it away to Salman Murat. I mean, the handling here. Pick up and go from Evan Ruiz. You're a bit isolated here, chat. Not sure that's the right decision, but the support does come. Hershey Yankees now going to Mani Liebach. Puts the dab behind. Madosh Tumwe's got work to do. Madosh Tumwe has made a hash of that. And Siabelo Sanatla is over for the first try of the match. Well, Madosh Tumwe will not want to rewatch that. That what should have been an easy grounding for him. He has completely made a balls up of that. And Sanatla has bounced on that competition, that opportunity. Got himself a try. Good work by Mani Liebach. Just slips in the kick behind. It probably, in fact, I mean, when I say it's good work, I mean, Madosh Tumwe should definitely have grounded that. That's really poor from Madosh. But Sanatla was there. He worked the hardest and he got the ball down. Any thoughts that the winner of the Currie Cup First Division will automatically go to the Premier Division? I think it's the right choice to not give the Eastern Cape an automatic spot. 100%. The Eastern Cape needs to prove that they actually deserve it. Of course, the Eastern Cape should be in the Premier Division, but if they're going to stuff around and going to be useless like they have been for a number of years, then that's the punishment. You've got to earn your stripes. You've got to earn your stripes. You can't just decide that we are the Eastern Cape and have a company called the greatest rugby company in the world that was then shit and then decide you get special treatment. Not on. Not on. Hasn't quite managed to get that, has Moy Liebach. Pushed on to the right, but 5 points to 0 so far for the Stormers. Their first opportunity. There's very nice handling in there, so they actually deserve the try. That's it. We haven't. How often do you see that? Jaco Paper has called a penalty for being in front of the kicker at the kickoff. And it's Madosh somewhere. Madosh is having an absolute mare at the moment. You just can't do anything right here. So it will be a scrum on the halfway line for the Stormers. I think the other option of the scrum or the line out. But you never see that being called. But I mean, that was so blatant that Madosh Tamwe, I don't know if he's just trying to make amends or something like that, but he's not a good starter. That's the third mistake he's made in the first 10 minutes. So he'll want to try and get into this game quite quickly. Renard Ludwig on the flank for the Bulls, just 19 years of age. All right, first scrum of the day. Come on, the chaps. So 2 lock converts really on the flank here. Ernst van Rey, number 7. Renard Ludwig, I think naturally is a lock. Very, very big man. 19 years old. I mean that's just depressing. He's like 7 years younger than me. Big scrum there from the Stormers and a penalty. Well, that will do Saturday Sunday a lot of confidence. I mean, Stephen Kitsoff, you expect it, but Saturday Sunday, the young tight head, he'll enjoy that moment. That's a huge scrum from the Stormers and a penalty. Right, so Monty Liebach has decided he's going to go for the 3 points on the halfway line. He did play a lot of rugby at Loftus, so he'll understand the conditions and he'll know his radar from this range. Gordon was saying, can Martin Goats Club Buller? Just finished watching Bath versus Leinster in the Champions Cup from the 64-7. That is a hiding. It's Leinster handing out another big hiding. Yeah, I haven't actually watched that much Champions Cup over the last week. I caught the end of the Harlequins game last night, which was a bizarre decision there up against Castlem. But that is a big kick from Marty Liebach. It's gone straight down the middle, and 8 points to 0. The Stormers have got a bit of momentum here, and the Bulls will have to do it from behind if they're going to do anything. Probably not a lot of people in Pretoria who will enjoy it from behind, but hey. Right, Madosh Tamwe, make sure you're behind the line, you chap. And Madosh Tamwe does get up to compete and does disrupt it. And where is this going to go? Who's going to get the put in here? Madosh Tamwe got ahead and he's won himself. Well, there we go. That's how you make amends for yourself. You get up there nicely early. You put in the big jump to try and compete. You force a knock on. A little bit of prayer there from Madosh Tamwe. I think you probably should have done that a little bit earlier, chap. But not the worst way to redeem yourself. The Bulls will now have a scrum just by the 22. Oh, it's cold. That's like ice cold. What are we all drinking here, people? Am I the only one having a drink? Are we all on the beers? We're on the water. We're on the whiskeys. The whiskeys. We're in the brandies, the runners. Are we on the rums? Any rumblers out there? Bulls having a shocker so far, yeah, but this is a nice opportunity to get to the game. Cornel Hendricks is going to go himself. He always does. He just runs such a nice little line there with that shoulder of his. Alric Low with the solid carry there. Not quite sure that WJ Steenkamp wasn't diving over there. Ono Borta a little bit flat-footed there. Big tackle on him from Evan Ruiz and Rickers Pretorius. Now Ambrose Pierre going to that shot for Orange on the park. So it looks like Mornay Smith's day is already over. Ambrose Pierre going to Cornel Hendricks, who goes to Chris Smith, who goes to Creel. Was it forward? No. Curtly Aronson back on the wing, cleaning up now. Ambrose Pierre goes to Ruan Nokia. It's a big hit on him from Salam Murat and Steven Kitsoff. And Dion Ferry is busy stealing a ball from the side. But it is a Stormers penalty. 7. Pass the ball. That's a big call to make. Oh, so the Bulls just can't get into the game. Hey, Nikolai Titus, welcome. The latest member to the Fair Sports Members Club. The first member, in fact, of 2022. So welcome to the club. Really appreciate the support. If you'd like to become a member of the Members Club, there's the pinned comment there. It really does help us. It's not a lot of money, but it really does support the channel a lot. So if you can afford it, we really do appreciate it, and it helps us make all this happen, and maybe even more happen this year. You never know. Good kick there from the Stormers. It's all a little bit one-way traffic, isn't it? So, I mean, I think I was almost forward off David Creel, if you ask me. But so, pass the ball is the call here on number 7, which is where Ludwig's probably getting a little bit overexcited there. Gordon's is kind of Irish, always good to beat the English teams. Yeah, look, but Bath is nowhere, aren't they? They're not a good, happy, settled camp there. So I went there for Marvin Ori to Marty Liebach. There's a lot of options there. He goes flat to Rickers Pretorius, who's tackled by his opposite number. Quick recycle comes from Hershey Yankee. Decides to go. Oh, it's a big hit on Steven Kitsoff. I think it's Gerard Steenkamp trying to decide. I'm the loose head on this park. And he's won a penalty as well. Big hit for, you see, that's Steenkamp saying, listen, chap, we can talk about alphas in this park, and I'm not going to be dominated by Ginger. The spicy plum that is Steven Kitsoff. So penalty against Stormers. Chris Smith now needs to try and find out a big kick. It looks good. Yeah, he gets the Bulls inside the 22. So this will be a nice attacking set piece from the man from Pretoria. No one cares about what. You have to be a bit more specific about what nobody cares about. I mean, if it's about the Bulls, I think I know a lot of Outcast people that disagree with you. If it's about the Stormers, I know a lot of Cape Town people that disagree. You're talking about the Champions Cup, then hey, why not? You know what? It's out there. You're listening to Bulls versus Stormers. Yeah, but I mean, we can just talk about what's happening elsewhere in the world. Got current affairs. Now maybe in a pub quiz next week, you might get who won between Bath versus Leinster. If you do, I have that kind of question. That's the kind of pub quiz I need to be going to. We should have a fair sports quiz. Right, what can Hanno Kobler does? He goes to it's Renner Ludwig. Cornel Hendricks just puts his head down, just goes and battering around now. Ambrose Pierre, Ruan Nokia. It's a big hit on him from Sazi Sunday and Scurry and Tabeni. And Dion Ferry, not quite sure. He's won a penalty. He always looks 50-50 whether he's allowed to play that ball. He's very good over the balls, Dion Ferry. He's won his team a penalty. And the Bulls, every single time they get an opportunity to make something happen, they just can't do it. I'll tell you what's a travesty, though. Can we talk about that shirt tam which is popping out here? I mean, oh my living, that's horrendous. Right, well, Money didn't find touch there, so Madosh Tumwe will keep that in. Yeah, I just noticed on the stream there. Invest. Right, Money Liebach back after the return kick. Now, didn't find touch. It's a mistake from him, and now he's launched it into the Bulls 22. Chris Smith's got a bit of time here. That's a really good kick from Chris Smith. He's found touch well in the Stormers' half. That's a really nice kick from him. It's interesting. I'm interested to see if they're going to back Chris Smith as number one choice for our half. We obviously had Mornay Steyn operating in the Currie Cup on Wednesday, but I think long term, obviously Chris Smith, Johan Goosen, but I mean Johan Goosen's only an option for about 4 weeks, and he's injured in kind of how many months, unfortunately. So Right, so Stormers line out just by the 22. That's a huge kick from Chris Smith. That's a really impressive clearance. Now the Bulls can try and compete here. Marvin always spills the line out. And it's a knock-on advantage. The Bulls are still playing. I thought he had actually blown the whistle, but the Bulls all of a sudden on the attack. They're almost at the 5 meter. Flat pass for Reynard Ludwig. That's what he'll want. Something he can run onto. Mbrosa Pierre now going to Ruan Nokia. Wrapped up by Dion Ferry. Mbrosa Pierre sniping around there. He's then picked up by Mani Lebaku, who is not impressed by trying to be disrespected. Now he's going to pick up and go on Arno Buerta. Now Gerard Stielenkamp, the big loose head. Now pick up and drive. I think that's from Albert Lowe. I'm not seeing him around there. Knock on there from the Bulls. Just not happening for them, is it? It looked a couple of hours Jacques Van Rooyen. A couple of pick up and goes there, and he just spilled the ball on that attempt, on that occasion rather. So every single time the ball is looking good, they're just forced there. Just a couple of errors here. Ernst Van Rijn is down, receiving a bit of treatment, so the time is off. Yakko Paper, I've got drinking to do after this. We're going to need this to be a proper game. We're going to wrap this up in 2 hours here. Okay, we can't be having stop starts here. I've got drinking to do tonight. We've got a schedule. We've got plans. This is the pre-game. Yeah, I can see he's never really had control of the ball when he went. And as for Ray, it's a bit of a neck injury there. He's also getting a bunch of Vaseline on the. I think he got a cut on his face. Interesting to see what Ernst Van Rijn does in terms of where he settles. I like him. I think he's a nice player. Very nice guy. But does he have the grunt? Does he have the aggression to be a top class forward? You got to have that. You've got to have that aggression, that grunt, that passion, that stuff. Maybe you don't know. I don't know. I was never a forward. In fact, I probably was a forward at varsity. That's what beers do to you. Hey, they just turn you into a forward. Right, so it's a scrum on the 5 meter on the far right corner. It's a Stormers put in. A couple of Stormers fans out there on the munchies. A couple of very unimpressed Bulls fans. In fact, yeah, there's a wave. The kids are in, which is good to see. Wearing the wrong color, wearing blue. Got to get them in red, but we'll get there. Right, big scrum here. Last time the Stormers dominated them, and it looks like it's a very good hit from the Stormers once again. Sandy and Stephen Kitsov are murdering the Bulls. Tap and go. Herschel Young's gone quickly, and now gives it to Damien Willemse. Damien Willemse has got Sergio Peterson out wide there. Does find him. Wasn't the best pass. So Sergio Peterson had to get. Sergio Peterson with a really good offload, but Damien Willemse has knocked it on, and then there's a penalty. Sorry, no, it's not a penalty. It's just a knock on. Very nice offload off the ground there from Sergio Peterson. Damien Willemse not able to handle it. And John Dobson standing up. That's a very nice goal for John. He looks annoyed. I don't know why he's standing up. Where are you off to, Chief? I suppose I should get my clock on, shouldn't I? That was a better pass from Damien Willemse. I think Sergio Peterson could have been on the way there. It's good hands by him, but he unfortunately had to go down to get it. Damien Willemse isn't very well known for his passes. Yeah, Warwick Lunt has to be starting, doesn't he? Warwick Lunt makes that pass. Warwick Lunt, I don't know why it's not starting. Interesting to see what they're going to do, because I think the Boks want to see Damien Willemse at fullback. Warwick Lunt is the better fullback. In fact, I think Warwick Lunt's the best fullback in the country. So how do you balance them? Or else do you just give Warwick Lunt to the Lions? These are the questions they need answering. Another scrum here, and the Stormers are murdering the ball so far. That's scrum time. But this time the Bulls getting a penalty. So it was deliberately wheeled. They're going to take 3 points here, the Bulls. It's probably the right decision because they're a little bit nowhere at the moment. But the Stormers have arrived and they are playing so far. Dominating the set piece. Winning the small battles. But the scrum, I think, is going to be very impressive. I mean, who's got their scrum got out of scrum time? When do you wear it then? Well, the probability for kick presenter is 56%. It's 46 meters at a 46-degree angle. I mean, fun fact. I don't know if you guys wanted to know that, need to know that. Chris Smith, is 50% accurate, or are they disrespecting you? Nope, you pulled it. So now that's just going to go down now. So literally, the Bulls they can't find a way into the game at the moment. Right, so Moni Liebach will restart things from a 22 dropout. Moni Liebach opting for distance there. He goes down the middle of the field, and it's picked up by Albert Lowe, who goes for a nice big run and then bounces off Sazi Sandi. Eventually, it's brought down on the halfway line, and Bosa Pierre will shift this to the left. Chris Smith decided to go with the boot, but it comes off Yoshi Yankees, and Bosa Pierre cleans up. Jacques Vernooy has the turning circle of a 10-ton truck and eventually gets into contact. Bosa Pierre going back to Chris Smith in the province, who puts it in the pocket, puts it high in the air for Damien Willemse, takes it pretty cleanly, getting away from Madosh Tamwe, and then puts in a bit of a weird kick. If that goes out, that could almost be a 50-22. Yeah, it is a 50-22. Well done, Damien Willemse. That's very good. Not much on. Carried it a few meters and then seeing a bit of space there, puts in the kick. He finds a 50-22. That's the kind of thing that you'll want to see from Damien Willemse. He needs to start playing well. He's got so much talent. He's got more talent in his left thumb than most teams do. Natural talent. But he hasn't really taken it up to the next level yet. He hasn't been able to fully utilize that talent he has. So we need to see him playing more. We need to see him playing consistently, and we need to see the rugby player we all know he can be. Because at the moment, a lot of people sort of say he's being selected on reputation or potential rather than form, which I suppose has a certain amount of merit to it. It's a good thing John Dobson doesn't have any hair, because I think he would have fallen off by now. It's a stressful job being a coach. So Nuttler now, a bit of a messy line there for the Stormers. And they've lost a few meters, but they still have possession. Hershey Yankees giving it to Evan Ruiz, who Shotgun Horror will take it himself. Hershey Yankees going to Stephen Kitsoff. With a little step inside. Love it. Hershey Yankees now going to Moni Liebach. They've got numbers here. Dion Ferree goes himself, rises the contact, pops the ball up to Sazi Sandi. Hershey Yankees now going to Evan Ruiz. Gets away from one tackle. Clean ball here from Damien Willemse, but he's wrapped up. He was very upright in the tackle, and he's driven back. Now Hershey Yankees going to scurry into Benny. 13 blue offside. Penalty advantage here for the Stormers. Goes to Dion Ferree. Back in the Western Cape. Hershey Yankees now going to Moni Liebach. Moni Liebach stepping inside, trying to get around a little bit of a half gap. He doesn't, though. And now Hershey Yankees chips it towards the right. But David Creel does very well. So it'll go back for the penalty. So it's against Lionel Pooh, who's just gone off earlier and gone off offside. I imagine the Stormers will take 3 points here, move on, and say, right, we'll take 11-0 after 25 minutes. 25 minutes has flown by. I barely threw my beer. I was asking if 2 beers are going to be enough for the half. It's going to be more than enough. This is what I'm saying when it comes to this whole co-captains thing. When he's saying captain, like who's he talking to? Is he talking to a Spicy Plum? Is he talking to Salman Murat, who is an absolute unit of a human being? I mean, I understand the concept that Salman Murat is a future captain, but come on, just a point captain. It goes straight down the middle, 11 points to 0. The Stormers looking good. The Bulls looking a little bit nowhere, which is rare. We've very rarely seen them, 11-0 down after 25 minutes, and not much good to talk about. But they are a side, the Bulls, that have a knack for winning. That even when they don't play well, they can often find a way to win. But at the moment, the Stormers looking very impressive. It's Sonata takes the kickoff and giving it to Rikus Pretorius. Puts it to the boot. He won't find touch, though, so David Creel underneath it. What's David Creel going to do? He wants to run it, and he runs straight into a bunch of Stormers players, including Stephen Kitsoff, who's very good at the breakdown. And misses it. Almost had. I thought he was almost going to win a penalty there. Royce gave it to Ruan Oki at first receiver. Chris Smith sends a long pass out wide to Curly Orenser, who's hunted down by Ruan now, and throws a pass which was very forward. And Ulrich Lowe reckons he's going over here. Sadly, Sundy's in pursuit. But Sadly, Sunday for a big man, surprise. I mean, when you know that it's off, to still try and hunt him down after that, you got to give the admiration there. You know, I don't think too many tight ends would even have attempted that. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty forward, wasn't it? And up to apologise. Liebach's going for the corner, yeah. That's a perfect kick from Marty Liebach. And I'm trying to work out if it's a 50-22. Were they inside their own half? I think they were, and if that is a tremendous kick. If that's a 50-22, then Marty Liebach has put the Stormers on the 5-meter line. No, it wasn't. So they were inside. I thought they were still inside Bulls territory. But it will suddenly be a Bulls defensive line out there, right in the 5 meters. So that's exactly what you want. In terms of controlling the game, you're 11-0 up. You got 10 minutes left. Let's play rugby in their half. Just chip it over the top to the corner. You can test. They do win the line out. Goes to Bro Pierre. Jacques from Noise going to try to open up better an angle for Chris Smith. And Bro Pierre does go back to Chris Smith. He doesn't find touch. Sergio Peterson gives it inside to Damien Willemse. Willemse's going himself. Steps away from one and then runs into Steenkamp. I wouldn't want to run into Steenkamp. Herschel Yankees take a bit of a while at the breakdown. Gives it to Sunday at first receiver. Now Marnie Liebach gives it pretty flat to Evan Ruiz, who takes Cornel Hendricks with him down to the ground. Now Marnie Liebach again. Puts the kick in behind. Snutler's got to go for a second. Marnie Liebach. I mean, people call him a Marcus Smith before. Marnie Liebach at the moment is cooking. He's just turning. It's celebration there. I mean, he's really cooking here. That is a terrific try from the Stormers. Goodness me. It's just, I mean, it's Marnie Liebach's world and we're just living in it, isn't it? He sees the space, puts it in the kick on the left. I mean, Sinatla's got so much pace. And it steps up it just set up so nicely for him. Bang. Pops up. Thank you very much. Strolls over. Madosh Tamwe, David Creel. They've got no chance of getting there. Marnie Liebach is playing today. It's exactly what the Stormers would like to see from him. And he's nailed the conversion as well. Marnie Liebach is jawling today. 18 points to 0, 31 minutes. The Stormers are all over the Bulls. Good take from Rex Victorious from the kickoff there as well. Hershey Yankees give it to Evan Ruiz, the battery ram. He's still going as Evan Ruiz. He finds it almost up to the 22. Hershey Yankees gives it back to Marnie Liebach. He decides to go towards the left. Not the best clearance from him. Right, now on Aburta going on a bit of a marauding run to try and get the Bulls in the front foot. They need to try and score before half time. David Creel is wrapped up early by Sergio Peterson. Nice defensive read there from the wing. And a penalty for the Stormers. They just can't do anything wrong at the moment, can they? I mean, the Bulls at the moment, I mean, they're just not in the game at all. Stormers are absolutely dominating every single collision, every single time. There's a half chance for the Bulls. The Stormers are just finding a way to win a penalty, to get it out, to force an error. They can't put a foot wrong at the moment. Now Monty Liebach will have a chance to kick it deep into Bulls territory, hopefully, for him. So that's fine. Touch inside the Bulls half, just beyond the 10-meter line. And if they were to score another try here, they could almost put this game to bed early. And that's not gotten straight at all. So that's a bit of a mistake there from the Bulls, just for a change, and it'll be a turnover ball. We got Ernst Moran at the back. Hush Yankees now give it to Monty Liebach. He's doing Pretorius. Flat ball to Damian Willemse. Damian Willemse bursting through. He's wrapped up by Johan Krobelaar, but he's got a couple of men behind him, so they're almost up to the 22. Now going to the left again. Oh, inside ball from Monty Liebach. I tell you what, Finn Russell eat your heart out at the moment. Hershey Yankees now going to Evan Lewis. Oh, and Sazi Sunday has knocked it forward. Now as the counter attack on, Curtly Arons certainly thinks it is. Has he got the pace? He's through. I mean, he's just waltzing through the players. He's got nobody around him. Where's the support? It comes in the form of Ambrose Appiah. Ruben Nokia is there as Johan Krobelaar, but there's a bit of a battle on the ground. Sergio Peterson has won it. I don't think he's allowed to play. It's penalty for the Bulls. Well, Curtly Arons, that's what he can do with a bit of space. I mean, Bulls players all around him, and he's just sort of gliding in between there. Devastating play on the counter is Curtly Arons. Don't want to give him too much space. But penalty for the Bulls. So Chris Smith is going to kick this towards the corner. They need to score a try before half time, because if you go in 18-0, that's a long way to climb. But you go back 18-7, and you're thinking, yeah, momentum switch. We scored the last try. We can get back into this game with a few good moments. It's a big tackle on my Liebach from Lionel Poo. I don't know why you're complaining, Chad. Welcome to rugby. You're the fly half. You're going to get some big hits. Come on, man. It's a good tackle in the end by Vic Pretorius. Here comes the Bulls rolling more. It's pretty well set up as well. They've gone down. Yeah, and it's advantage collapsing. So the Bulls have a free roll of the dice. What can they conjure up? And Ambrose Appiah is digging for that ball. He can't find it. He's slapping a few asses out while he's out there. Marvin Norrie might have enjoyed that, but I don't want to assume anything. So they go for the corner once again, I'm sure. It looked like a very well set up maul. They almost had the run on the Stormers, and before it was collapsed. Yeah, it's going to be the Ulrich Low, Ruan Nokia tap and go, boys. Oh, jeepers, that's a big hit. I mean, why would you play the sport? I mean, goodness me. They recycle it now. And another penalty. Stormers actually at risk of losing a player here if they keep making infringements in this sort of zone. It's against Marvin Norrie. And that tap and go. This time they passed it out to, I think it was Reinhard Ludwig. No, it's not. Steenkamp and Dion for having a bit of a fist fight in the corner there. We'll revisit that in a moment. But meanwhile, the Bulls are on. It's still going on here. I mean, while Steenkamp and Dion Fourie, shocker that Dion Fourier's involved. I don't believe it for a second. Dion Fourie in a fight. Couldn't be. They got the wrong man. Now Marvin Norrie with Ulrich Lowe, Ruan Nokia, Evan Lewis. That'll be an interesting boxing, actually. Marvin Ory versus Albert Road. Round 1. Ding, ding. Who are we backing in that fight, actually? I think we should do more interactive poll, like during the stream. Who are we backing in a fight? Should we do in fact, I'm going to do this. Stuff it. Who would win the fight between, it was Walt Steenkamp and Dion Fourie? Walt Steenkamp, Dion Fourie. So who are we backing? Who are we backing there? Let's. I'm asking the community. I'm going to ask you guys to decide. I want you to know who you backing in the fight. You backing Dion Fourie? You backing Walt Steenkamp? Walt Steenkamp's obviously got the size. Dion Fourie's got that nastiness to him. Look, I mean, quite apart from anything else, Walt Steenkamp has just conceded a very stupid penalty. But go vote in the comments here. We've got 3 votes going here. Walt Steenkamp's taking an early lead. This is far more entertaining than the rugby. You know, we ask the real questions here at Forever Sports. So go and vote in the polls. Who are you backing between Walt Steenkamp and Dion Fourie? It's 50-50. Let's go get some votes here. We'll end it off like 20 votes. There's 62 people watching. 20 of you guys get voting. Meanwhile, Molly Liebach has found touch. My clock needs to be updated because they obviously turned it off whilst they were throwing a few fisticuffs there. I just think it's so uncharacteristic for Dion Fourie to be involved in such an incident. He's just such a clean, good citizen. He's never involved in such. Let's go into Benny. Line out on the 22. Dion winning reckons, not your everyday cultist. Well, 6 votes, still 50-50. It's going to be a close poll. Dion Fourie looking for the back, but the Bulls have won it, and Ambrose Pierre has come away with it, giving it to Ono Buerta, who's wrapped up by, Evan Roos and Dion Fourie. Now Ruan Nokia, almost up to the 22 here are the Bulls. Ambrose Pierre going to Gerard Steenkamp. Big hit on him from Sazi Sandi. I've been impressed with him today. And Smith almost showing go, but he's wrapped up by Monty Liebach. Jan Krobelaar emerges with the ball, takes it down to ground, and Ambrose Pierre to Jacques Van Ooren. Jacques Van Ooren, big hit on him from Evan Roos and Sazi Sandi once again. Curtly Aronson now trying to. He's a slippery customer, Curtly Aronson. He's lost the ball in the process, but he just manages to slip through a couple of tackles. He is quite small, so he is quite elusive, I suppose. Walt Steenkamp's taken the lead, by the way, in the poll, so this is going down to the wire here. 8 votes so far. Come on, people. Another 12 of you guys get voting. In the comments there, we've got the current question is who would win in the fight between Walt Steenkamp and Dion Fourie? Matthew Dixon says, this is a great weekend. Sharks win, Lions lose, and Stormers stashing the Bulls. I mean, I'm not sure I'd call it a great weekend, but what can you do, you know? What can you do? Another reset, yeah? How do you say, not the Bulls or the Lions day? Very much not the Bulls day. I mean, the Bulls have not even begun to be in this contest. 12 votes in the poll. It's looking interesting. It's looking interesting, people. Right, another big scrum ahead. Pick up and go from Evan Roos to the turtle piece and down the side. Slips the tackle Curtly Aronson. 20 seconds remains in the half. The ball's gone straight through the hands of Salman Murat and then dropped by Marvin Ory. I think there is a knock on there. A couple of words between Salman Murat and Ulrich Lowe. Sorry, Steven. Nah, it's fine. It's fine. You can't. You see, the thing is, Lions. You can't hurt me with the Lions. You can't hurt me with the Lions. You know, because we're not expected to win, so you can't hurt me with that. It's one of those things. My man is a lion. You got to be a lion. Why would you not be a lion? Come on. Look how nice our kit is. Lions were close. Stormers are just outclassing the Bulls. Yeah, it's not even a contest at the moment. It's kind of how we expected the Lions versus Sharks to go. Meanwhile, the poll is on 13 votes. Some people want another 7 votes. 7 people go and vote. Who's winning the fight between Wild Steenkamp and Dion Free? We've got to answer this question. This is far more important than the elections, than the fact that the Bulls just got a penalty here. The important question to answer is who wins this fight. I'm going to give another minute. Once it gets up to 5 minutes, we're going to release the results, and I think we've got a clear winner up ahead, which is interesting because I thought people would have backed the smaller scrapper. Chris Smith has gone towards the corner. And he says, I'm a lion and stormer. I could be a lion and a stormer, but which would he primarily like lions first, hey? Because lions are best. But like when lions aren't playing well, then we back the stormers. I mean, I can kind of go with that, but as long as your lions first. Right, last throw of the dice here for the Bulls in this first half here. They've got a what's it called? Throwing the line out. A line out about 20 meters out. No, actually probably less, about 15 maybe. Solid tape by Roanoke here. It's gone straight down. Penalty advantage here from the line out. So what can the Bulls conjure up here? Ambrose Pierre goes to Johan Krobela. He's wrapped up by Scurry Entebeni, but may make a few meters. Ambrose Pierre going to Honor Buerta. Wrapped up by Steven Kitsoff. Ambrose Pierre going pretty flat. Being able to run out Ludwig, the teenager. Now Honor Buerta, that's a nice carry from him up to the 5 meter. Pick up and go from Jacques van Rooyen. And another penalty advantage as well. This is much better from the Bulls. Going to give momentum. Now out to corner. Hendrick slightly behind him. He can get his arms through the tackle. He tried to. If he would, the try would have been on. Ambrose Pierre. Dummy the pass to Roanoke here, which is probably another advantage here. I think the Stormers could lose a man, 3 penalties in a row. There must be a yellow card coming here, surely. I mean, 3 penalties in a row in the danger area. I think the Stormers would be very lucky if they were to go half time without a man down. Yep, there's the double whistle. Who's getting it? Ernst van Rijn is the man that gets binned. Well, that could be the way back in that the Bulls need, because the Stormers have been reduced to 14 men. Ernst van Rijn wears the brunt of several consecutive penalties. Also, please keep subscribing. Let's try and see if we can break through 1,300. We've been sort of sitting at this weird 1,200 for a while now. It's frustrating. But we've got the results, people. We asked, you answered. We'll talk about it now as Roanoke here takes a decent. That's good. That's looking good. That's looking good for them all. They're right up against touchline, though. They've got to try to stay in. Does Krobela. He does go over. Does he have grounding? Jakob Paper says yes. Try for the Bulls. Just what they needed going into half time. The Bulls finally find a way back into the game. And it's through Johan Krobela. Storm is slipping up. I like all the teams except the Bulls because they always find a way to win. Why no penalty try? For a penalty try, it usually has to be from a set piece, a scrum or a line out. You very rarely just give a penalty try because of just breakdown stuff like that. It's usually when it's cynical play from a running maul or from a scrum or something like that. That's when you give a penalty try. But you got to try anyway. But the winner, the First Sports community has decided that Wild Steenkamp would win in a fight against Dion Fourie. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. You can rest easy knowing that very important fact now. The next sort of question would be who would you want to fight? We were talking about this earlier because who was it? I think it was Henko Venter had put a shove on Willem Alberts, and I said you'd be mad to try and take on Willem Alberts. I think if I were to try and take on somebody in a fight on this field right now, obviously Kurt Lawrence, I've got the size on him, same as a Sergio Peterson, but they've got the pace, don't they? Good kick from Chris Smith. Right, 7 points to 18. The Bulls have clawed their way back into the running here with a late try in the second half. Exactly what the doctor ordered. They'll also be able to run out against a 14-man Stormers side in the second half. So that'll also be quite important. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return for the second half between what should be quite a very interesting clash here over at Loftus. The Bulls trading the Stormers 7 points to 18. See you guys in a little bit. That's getting important, isn't it? Give 2 seconds, I'll sort that out. All right, we're back. We're back. Well, what are we chatting here, people? What are we chatting? Halftime score over at Loftus is 18 points to 7. The Stormers very much dominant. However, the Bulls just scored a try just before half time, and yeah, look, I think that the man down, an early try for the Bulls, and they're very much back in it. I'm gonna have to quickly go and sort my TV. So in the meantime, subscribe to the channel because we're sitting on 1278. I mean, surely we can find 22 people to get us over that 1200. We've been sitting on 1200 for about 2 months now, which is weird. So if we can just get past that, I mean, that 10,200, not 12,000. But yes, you know what I'm saying. But I'll be 2 seconds. Sorry, people. It's going to be bit of an issue with my TV here, so I'm having to try and sort out a contingency. So you can give me 2 seconds. I think the second half is underway. I'll be back up and running very, very shortly. What do you reckon? What do you reckon? Can the Bulls come back and win this? Are we backing the Stormers? Okay, no, so they're not back just yet, although I am about 30 seconds behind now. And the DSTV now is so terrible. Come on, man. Technology just can never be a friend, can it? Technology is very much an enemy of progress at times. Right, well, just in time for Mornay Stain time, apparently. Right, so it looks like Lizo Koboka and Mornay Stain are both on the park. Right, there's the whistle. And we are away. Mornay Stain kicking towards the right-hand side. For the second half, Yasser Natla gets up high and makes a nice take. Ugh. I need to start drinking, actually, with a bit more aggression here. But Herschel Yankees back to Monty Liebach. He goes high, tearing after his turtle piece, and he's going to make it awkward for Curly Orenser. It lands to Arne Buerta, who then throws the ball over to Mornay Stain. It kind of sort of threw him down the river a little bit. They do have a knock-on advantage here, do the Bulls. Bruce Pierre going to lead Kobarka, first carry from him. And Steven Kitsoff is all over him, but they'll go back for the scrum in the first place. Right, Gordon saying, yes, Lecour. These will not team of old, bring back Nas. I mean, it's harsh when they've just won back-to-back Gary Cups. Liebach is on his game. Super win for the Sharks. Cormac super for Stormers. Stormers, I reckon, and Hope. Well, here's the call. So, not your everyday cultist is back in the Stormers. Oof. Right, scrum time here. Now, Lizo Koboka has been put on to try and stabilize things, and I don't think the issue, though, is on the loose yet, to be perfectly honest. I think the issue is on the tight yet. I think Jacques Van Rooyen versus Steven Kitsoff is probably more the issue. However, I suppose Lizo on Saturday, Sunday, young tight end could be a bit of a, you see already, has a much better scrum from the Bulls. And Lizo Koboka has taken Saturday, Sunday to a different postcode. Curtly Orenser stepped up. They've got a penalty advantage. She's leg drive there from Curtly Orenser. Pick up and go on Ulrich Low. And Kobolast putting it at Marcel Garcia on the park as well. So the Bulls have gone to their big guns here, quite literally. And a penalty. So Bulls need to take this quickly. Need to try and maximize the time that Ernst van Rijn is off the park. So interesting to put a Morris Stain on. Obviously, what do you get with Morris Stain? You get experience. You get been there, done that. Which is incredibly important. I don't think Chris Smith was playing badly. So you got to feel a little bit. You got to feel a bit for him because I think that he was playing well enough to stay on. But look, I suppose when you've got the experience of Morris Stain to bring on, then use it. So Jan Kobbelaar. They're inside the 22. They're about, call it 10 meters short. We go up to Ruan Nokia. And I think it's Jacques Van Rooyen actually at the back who's got the ball. And they've peeled off, but they've stopped it now. Little piecing. Jan Kobbelaar has got the ball there. Eventually managed to make it available. And Ambrose appear under a lot of pressure. There's a knock-on advantage now. I thought there was an advantage with the Bulls, but in fact, a knock-on advantage to Stormers. So Monty Liebach puts in the torpedo. So David Creel, what can he do on the counter-attack? He's got Badosh Tomo to his right, but he's going to go to his left. To Mornay Stain. Mornay Stain. He's going to go himself. Runs it to Ruan Nell. Mornay Stain is not known as a prolific ball carrier. However, Ulrich Low is, and he picks up and goes. He's at Koboka at scrum half. Jan Kobbelaar gets his hands through. Nice offload to Ruan Nokia. Good continuity there from the Bulls. Ambrose appear now. Another offload to Jacques Van Rooyen, who ran a very prop line. Ambrose appear now to Harold Forster, who's also on the park. So Jake White has really emptied his bench here. Lizo now going to Jan Kobbelaar. Much better from the Bulls. Good continuity this now. Mornay Stain going to Cornel Hendricks. Cornel Hendricks cutting inside. He's wrapped up by Rick Pretorius. And Steven Kitsoff is all over that ball. He's turned it over on the floor as well. But it looks like the Bulls have then returned it over, so it's poor from the Stormers not to be able to make that count. Very good work by Steven Kitsop on the floor. Harold forced to give it to Mornay Stain, gives a pretty flat to Curtly Orenser. Sergio Peterson comes in and makes the tackle. And the ball goes loose and seized upon by Sally Sunday. Scurrying to Benny. I mean, that's a lovely pass out back to Herschel Yankees, who then has turned David Creel. Now, if this ball runs out, it would be a 50-22, but it's going to stay in field to Mornay Stain. He's got David Creel on the inside. He does give it to David Creel, the youngster. He's got a big boot on him. Take it quickly, do the Stormers, though. Sergio Peterson. Now, what can he do? He's running at full speed, yeah. Tries to put in the grabber, but it's stayed up now for Steenkamp, who then knocks it forward. Dion Farid dives on it. It's all a bit of messy at the moment. And the Stormers have now got possession inside their own half. Sergio Peterson, Monty Liebach faded. Almost like he was going to it. Oh, this is just horrendous. Somebody's putting a decent pass. Evan Lewis is going one of his marauding runs down the wing there. Now, Herschel Yankees, crisp delivery to Monty Liebach. Monty Liebach gives it flat to Sergio Peterson, who's very isolated, and I'll be very surprised if they manage to hold on to that. I think it's a penalty for not releasing, that's a bit harsh almost. Offside is the call. So, penalty for the Stormers for being offside. Don't think this is really Monty Liebach's range. I reckon he's backing himself. I love it. Well, it's a man of confidence. He's a man of confidence. He's playing good rugby out there. We're going to get the beers going here, boys. There's a bit of a breeze here from Liebach. Which make us, I don't think it's behind him, so I think it's going to make it quite difficult. It's got the distance. It's slipped to the left a little bit, unfortunately, for Monty Liebach, but that's a terrific effort. I agree. Not everyday cultist. Let's get the liquor going. Let's get the beer flowing. Who else is joining me on the booze? Am I the only one? Am I drinking by myself? That's a very interesting camera angle. And Bulls have one possession from the restart there. Mornay Stain giving it to Onabuta. Ball over the top to Albert Lowe. Oh, look at the hands on the forwards. Harold Forster, Curtly Orenser down the wing now. Who's got the pace to catch him? He steps inside. He's still going. Very nasty work there from Curtly Orenser. Needs some support. A quick ball from Ambrose Pierre comes to Ruan Nokia. He gives it inside to Lila Koboka. Big hit on him from, I think that was Damien Willemse actually came and got involved there. Mornay Stain, quick hands here. Cornel Hendricks going to David Creel. Bounces off Snatler, gets through one tackle. He's eventually brought down by Rix Pretorius. Marcel Katsia carrying, looking for the offload there. Penalty advantage and Bruce Pierre. Good angle by Steenkamp. Oh, the follow-up was almost perfect from Koboka. Knock on comes, but they'll go back for the penalty. Much better work from the Bulls. The penalty is against 11, which is Sanatla. Sunday, I think he's cramping up here. Tap and go for Mornay Stain. A bit of a variation. Come now, Mornay. Marvin Ory not getting involved. I don't think we need a poll to decide who's going to win the fight between Marvin Ory and Mornay Stain. Evan Lewis not having words. Always got a smile on his face, is Mornay. I'd love to get him on for. I think when we get the podcast going, I think we've got to get Mornay on. See, it comes with, takes quickly, says no, and Marvin Ory decides to come and just throw the ball behind him. Mornay Stain decides to shove him, and then Marvin Ory returns the favour. The Springbok teammates. Marcel Cassia has to get involved and say, how's the chaps? What's the block environment like? Can I get in there? No? Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I'll just go back to the ball. Sorry, chaps. Yeah, now Yaka Paper, slap on the wrist, slap on the wrists. Every time you do that, you're going to advance 10 meters. Well, here comes Brock Harris. I mean, talk about putting on experience, yeah. And looks like Ernst van Rijn will also be allowed back on the park very shortly. Yeah, yellow card return, so I can get rid of that one. So Stormers back to a full contingent. Bulls unable to make their one-man advantage count. So Ernst van Rijn gets away with that one. Not that it was necessarily his fault. He was just the last person to infringe after three penalties in a row. But the Bulls are on the 5 meter. Kovalar gives it to, I think it was Reinhard Ludwig who went up there. Now patience needed, Chad. Kovalar, the ball will go down. Sanatla seems to have found the ball. And a penalty for the Stormers. Ah, look, it's holding on. As I said, it had gone down in an awkward position. And Dion Faris, the man lying on the ball. But I think it was Sanatla as well who managed to get his hands on there. John Dobson, those are horrendous glasses. What is going on there, chap? He's got a very long head. Steven, get the timer on. Get the timer on, you amateur. Only about not much to work with yet. Finds touch. It's still inside the 22, so it's still not out of the woods yet for the Stormers, but it will be there put in because it is a penalty, of course. Of course. Sunday departed. I thought he actually played quite well, did the young prop. Brock Harris was on the park. He got dominated by Walker in the first scrum, but apart from that, I thought he was pretty mobile. Made some big tackles. Not a bad day outing for the young lad. Watched him a lot at school level on Sunday. Scarron Tabani goes to Marvin Ori, and that is skewed. That's very skewed. So it'll be a turnover possession. That's not a good moment from the Stormers. Scarron Tabani can't believe it, but chap, that was very skewed. Right, so scrum here for the Bulls. I mean, you can see why. They dominated the last scrum. However, they have just put on Brock Harris, the immovable Brock Harris, the ever-experienced Brock Harris, the not getting any younger Brock Harris. So a big scrum here needed from the Bulls. Yeah, looking at a good scrum there for the Bulls. They do use it. Morning Stain gives the inside tail force to finds Madosh Tumwe through the middle. Madosh Tumwe is over. What a training ground move from the Bulls. The inside ball from Morning Stain to Harold Forster, and then almost the outside ball for Madosh Tumwe. I mean, that's just so brilliantly done. Morning Stain drifting, which creates the gap. Then the inside ball to Harold Forster, which then brings the Stormers defense back towards this way. And then once again, going down the angle does Madosh Tumwe. This is a coach's dream. Drifting outside, then the inside ball. I love it. The little, just changing the direction twice there, coming inside and then going inside. It's the too many change of angles there. He bursts through. Nobody's got the pace to stop him. And Madosh Tumwe, who is culpable probably of putting the Bulls in a tricky position early on, is now the hero with a try. And Morning Stain adds the extras. Game on, 14 points to 18 with just under half an hour to go. Plenty of rugby still on the cards here. Yeah, that's just straight out of the training ground, isn't it? You wonder how many times they had to run that before they perfected it, but it worked. Look what it means to Madosh. Madosh. Yes, Piers Brosnan, you are correct. He has played for the Sharks and the Lions. Started at the Lions to Madosh, and then went to the Sharks, and now he's back up in the Highveld. While Liebach going down the middle of the park to Bros for Pierre, and when it stays, got plenty of time to find a decent clearance. Fully committed to the Bulls now with Morning State. No Springbok rugby left for him. He has retired from international rugby. He will know. I think it's the travelling that's killing him. Always plays with a smile on his face, as Morning State. As I said, I think he'd be a wonderful podcast guest. So, Bulls definitely on top so far this half. The Stormers need a response here. They go short to the Stormers, and History Yankees wants to go down the southern and Scarra and Tabeni is bundled out of touch by Lizo Koboka. So, yeah, that's not well done by the Stormers at all. They've progressed 4 meters and conceded a line out. Not a good moment. Not a good moment at all. History Yankees thought he saw some space, but then he gave it to Scarra and Tabeni, and Lizo Koboka was there to say, cheers, thank you very much, chap. Four-man lineup's been messy, and Bruce Pierre does clean up, gives it to Morningstain. Flat ball to Marcel Kutsia, who runs it to Mani Liebach and Evan Ruiz, working very hard to try and find a few extra meters. Now Bruce Pierre goes back to Morningstain. Morningstain reckons he spots a bit of space down the left, hoists it high. Willemse is back, returns the favour. It doesn't look like a great kick though from Willemse. It almost looked like a skewed off his boot. But actually, that's not terrible. Almost up to the halfway line. Bring on Warwick Galant, man. Where's the Galant? Bring on the boys. Bring on the boogeyman. Come on. Stormers winning that line out now, though. So there's Dan Duplessis. Ruanel going to Sibela Sanatla. Sanatla trying to cut inside with Dosh Tumble, who wraps him up well. And a penalty to the Bulls. It's almost like a complete opposite of the first half, where the first half the Bulls couldn't do anything right, and as soon as they looked almost promising, they would concede a penalty or something like that. Now the same thing is happening to the Stormers. Not releasing as the call, so Morningstain is going to put in the cross kick. Good answer. That's pinch perfect. And if Ambrosia Pierre goes, oh my living Morningstain, the god, the goat, the extraordinaire. I mean, you would never have seen a Bulls team 10 years ago doing this. I mean, that is just outrageous. In fact, it's almost disrespectful. Morningstain grabs the ball and all of a sudden puts in a huge cross kick. It lands straight down the throat of Kirkley Aronsa, who measures up the defender and then just offloads to Ambrosia Pierre, who's got the pace to run under the poles. I mean, something out of nothing. The Bulls are ahead through some terrific game awareness and execution from Morningstain. What are we putting on the screen here, Yako? What are we looking at? I mean, you can't see because all we're seeing is... We apologize for loss of pictures. Our technicians are working on it. What do I pay you guys for? Bloody super sport. But if this try stands, that is extraordinary work from Morningstain. Extraordinary. And the Bulls could be in the lead here in terrific fashion, it must be said. Come on, chaps, get back to the game here. Yeah, we're back. What's happening? Has the try stood? Okay, so they're checking to see if the chasers were in front. I mean, I don't think they were. It'd be very frustrating. I mean, if we get chalked off because of that, it'll be quite frustrating because it was a wonderful attempt. TMO's taking a while here. It might also have lost a picture in the TMO at this rate. Ooh, we might have to be old-fashioned about this. It looks like there's no comms with the TMO. I mean, just pull out a cell phone. So this is interesting. Now the technology has failed. Jakob Pepe wants to have a look. His original decision was try, but he said he wants to make sure that the kickers weren't in front. But there is technical issues, so they literally can't check it. So the Stormers will be frustrated. However, what must happen? I mean, I don't think they will. We'll go back and look at it eventually, I suppose, when everything gets back up. But Moynihan stands out of the extras, and all of a sudden, the Bulls, who couldn't do anything right in the first half, are now 3 points ahead of the Stormers. It looks like Hachiba Diamond is going to come into the park. Wouldn't surprise me if Ernst van Rijn departs. It would be the obvious choice. Played tremendously, did Diamani last weekend. He's just one of those players where you give him the space and you allow him to drift. Not a natural number 8 by any means, but if you give him the license to drift around a bit and find those spaces, he's got so much pace. He's a terrific athlete. He'll be very useful. He's on the park, and it's a good chase there from Bros Pierre. And Morningstar under a little bit of pressure, trouble there. RJ Smith also on the park as well. Evan Lewis, however, is still there, so it does look like Diamani will be on the flank. Stephen can get his clock going. However, there is no scoreboard on the TV, so don't trust my clock. It might be slightly off. We just know it's in the second half. That's what the TV is telling us. Zach Berger on the park finds a box kick, trying to work out who has departed. So it looks like Dion Ferre's actually gone off. Dion Ferre and Salman Murat have made way. They're sitting on the bench. So RJ Smith and Hachiba Diamani on the park for them. Bit of a messy lineup, but Steven Kitsov does have it. Hershey Yankees giving it to Ernst van Rijn. Yankees going to Monty Liebach, who gives it to Evan Lewis, who leaves it behind. Backwards is the call from Jakob Paper, so it is still available for the Stormers. Hershey Yankees giving it all the way back to, there it is, the boogeyman, Warwick Galant, who spots some space, and his first contribution is a terrific kick in behind the Bulls' defense. Play a bit of a territory game. Really good work there from Warwick Galant, who's on the park. I'd imagine in place of Damien Willemse. Wouldn't surprise me if he's on in place of Sergio Peterson either. But yeah, I'm hoping that Warwick Galant's at fullback. That's where he's his best. And as I said, I rate him as the best fullback in the country. You heard me say that. A lot of the Sharks fans can come here with Apelele Fassi. I'll tell you right now, I genuinely think Warwick Galant's better. I think Apelele Fassi is a wonderful player, but I would back Galant. Oh, and Marvin already trying to go for a bit of an interception, but it was played in the air, so the Stormers conceding a silly penalty there, which will give the Bulls a free clearance. Get out of jail free card, really, that is. Nice touch finder there from West End up to the halfway line. RJ Smith, the man who's penalised. Has a bit of a discipline issue, does RJ Smith. It tends to do some silly things sometimes. All right, so what can the Bulls cook up right now? 3-point advantage so far. Go to stick him in the front, and Marcel Garcia breaks, gives it a bit of a flat pass to Arno Buert. A nice take from him. Big tackle on him from Diamani. And now Zach Berger goes high. It's chased by Cody Aronsert. Damien Willemse, he's still in the park. It's a knock on. So it'll be interesting to see. I think Warwick Galant could find himself on the wing here. Because Damien Willemse is still on. So it was Sergio Peterson that went off, which is what you kind of expected. But if you ask me, Warwick Galant's wasted on the wing. Absolutely wasted on the wing. There comes Janko Swanepoel. So it's going to be a scrum here, I think, to the Bulls, actually. I think Zach Berger's currently got the ball in hand. Yeah, so it's a good position to attack here for the Bulls. Please open stadiums for spectators. I want to support my beloved province. Well, I mean, they are open. They're just not open to everyone. So you got to get vaccinated, and then you got to be part of the 2,000. I think we need to get to Ellis Park sometime soon. I think if I can find someone to do the Watchalong next week, I'll try and get to Ellis Park. I think that'll be fun. Maybe does anybody want to come with me? Anybody want to go to Ellis Park? We can do fan cams outside the stadium. That's a big scrum from the Bulls. That's looking really good. Penalty advantage here for the Bulls. Pick up and go from Albert Lowe. Can't get the offload to Arno Buerta, but we'll go back for the penalty, and the Bulls will be able to kick this to the corner. So the Bulls, since I'll tell you who's been the difference. That man in picture there, Lizok Baboka, has come onto this park and just changed the entire dynamic of the scrums. He's been really good since he's come on. He's been pretty open with ambitions. He says he wants to get back into that Springbok squad. And the way to do that is to put in performances like this. He often comes off the bench as an impact player. So maybe auditioning for the bomb squad there. It's a tough box squad to get into, but I think he is good enough if he can get back playing back to his best. Oscar Sia. Oh, almost a diving pass. And Harold. Oh, that's a big tackle on Harold Forster from Dan Duplessis, who I would love to have in the Lions. Pick up and go, though, from Harold Forster. Because it's just 2 meters short here. The Bulls are on the charge. Pick up and go from Arno Buerta. A try here would be an absolute hammer blow to the Stormers at the moment. But big defense needed now. Jan Krobel are going to Marcel Kutsia. Just on a pool. So far, a decent defense here by the Stormers, not conceding any ground. I love that Zach Berger. Brock Harris has got his arms up, saying, "Ref, I'm trying to roll." And Zach Berger had enough of him. Literally just grabbed. Oh, they pushed straight through. Oh, McLovis through. The Bulls have scored. That's big. That's big. I think that's it. I think the Stormers have butchered this. But, I mean, Zach Berger, that previous ruck, got enough of Brock Harris's protestations. It just grabbed him and just pulled him out the way, put him in, and then went in there. But Albert Lowe suddenly burst through the middle. He's gone over. The Bulls got up to 26. And the Stormers, who were 18-0 at one stage at the halftime, was Hooter went, conceded a try after the Hooter went in halftime. And they've now conceded 2 in the second half. And it's not good enough for the Stormers. It's not good enough. You cannot be 18-0 up and all of a sudden be 26 points. I mean, 26 unanswered points, eh? 26 unanswered points. Could be 28 if Moynihan Steyn were to slot this. Criminal from the Stormers, impressive from the Bulls. And you know what the difference was? They put on the big guns. Put on Marcel Kutsia. They put on Moynihan Steyn. They put on Harold Forster. They put on Lisa Koboka. They said, you guys need to go on and make a difference. And they certainly have. Would love to be with you at Ellis, but unfortunately I'm in Durban now. Yeah, I'm planning a Durban trip sometime. You know, during the URC. I've actually never been to Kings Park. Or Newlands actually. So yeah, I think we're gonna have to. I think we have to go Fredo Sports on tour. Go down to Durban, watch the game at Kings Park. Go down to Cape Town, watch the game at the DHL Stadium. I haven't been to Loftus in a while either, actually. Right, so where's Murray Levi going? In theory, we've got about 50 minutes to play. Unfortunately, the clock, we don't know if it's right because the scoreboard on the TV has stopped working. They go down the middle, and Zach Berger takes a nice lead. Albert Lowe. Moynihan Steyn has had a lot of time to try and find that spot, and he does find a clearance up towards the halfway line. This is now becoming good game management about the Bulls. They've now got a decent lead of 8 points. They now just need to see this game out. And you talk about bringing on experience. Bismarck Duplessis has just come onto the park. I mean, you got to. I mean, it's difficult to compete, isn't it, as a union when you're playing inside with this. It's like the Sharks, with the Lions, and you've got the Lions bringing on a few youngsters and a couple of experienced players. Sharks are bringing on full blood internationals, current internationals as well. It's not like it's like people used to play international rugby. Current internationals, the depth of the Bulls and the Sharks is pretty amazing. It's pretty commendable, but it's impressive. Right, what can the Stormers do? A try and they're right back in it. 8 points, one converted try, and you're suddenly back in it. So, it can flick quickly. Kings is lovely. Still a chance for the Stormers. Yeah, as I said, if they get a try here, you've got penalty advantage. One try, and all of a sudden the game can turn. Monty Liebach out towards Warwick Lunt on the angle. Warwick Lunt. He decides to kick it. Oh, I mean, the awareness and Hershey Yankees. It's just Warwick Lunt. It's just so Warwick Lunt. The awareness. I mean, he literally takes the ball on the angle, gets around. I think it's Lionel Pooh. He's got the man on the outside, but he can see that he's got Hershey Yankees on the inside. So what does he do? Stabs it on his right boot in the middle. Hershey Yankees have got to run an easy run if it does pop up. It does pop up for him. Oh, I mean. Yeah, unfortunately, lots of issues here. They can't go back and check it. They wanted to check to see, oh, my living. And Marnie Liebach has rushed that kick and he's missed it. Now, that's poor. That is really poor from him. Because that was an important kick. And he's rushed it and he's fluffed it. That's unacceptable. That is unacceptable. Oh, God, no replay, though, dude. But that is just dirty from Kalam. To know that he's there, to understand that, I mean, you're running at full tilt. You've just got on the outside. To understand, the obvious option is to straighten and pop pass. But he sees Hershey Yankees running that inside line. Obviously, probably also getting a call. And the awareness to then say, I can back myself. I'm going to stab this on my left foot towards the inside towards Hershey Yankees. Oh, dear. Hershey Yankees. I mean, Betis Nuttler has gone up and landed horribly there. But Dosh Tamwa is also down in the heap. This will probably be a penalty against the Bulls because you can't take him out. But it's such a collision, chaps. Not much to it. But, oh, goodness me. As I said, Warwick Lunt is the natural Billy LaRue replacement. He really is. He is such a talented playmaker. There's Van Rijn now captaining the Stormers. Madosh Tumwe could be off here. At this stage, he says he can't find another angle. But at this stage, Madosh Tumwe could be in trouble. I mean, chaps, if you guys need replays, give me a call here. We can operate here. I'll just hold my phone. We can just film it. We can just go review the footage. Yako, give me a call here. So there's a feed issue. I mean, not having replays is huge. Not having a TMO is massive here. Madosh Tumwe is getting a yellow card unless they can find a replay to show mitigation to get him out of it. Okay, so now the call saying that there's mitigation that the 5 got in the way. Let's see if we can put on the replay. Unfortunately, we won't be able to watch the replay. I mean, I'm sorry, not to be that guy. He's going to get a yellow card, by the way. I don't know the review because the TMO's got no feed. I could right now, sitting here, put on DSTV now, and create a replay system where you could check it. I could do it right now if I wanted to do. It's not hard. How is there? I mean, I can understand maybe a stream down, but surely someone's got some DSTV now deets that they can swing and just use. I mean, come on, people. This is ridiculous. Boo. And you just have an Explorer. You can just pause the damn thing and rewind. No TMO facility. It's bloody. And if you need communication, just a young WhatsApp call. Send him a message. Yeah, chap, it's a yellow. All the technology in the world. Anyway, Madosh Damwe is off. He's got a yellow card. And we've got 12 minutes left. We can confirm it's about 12 minutes left. Monty Liebach has dipped that over the top, and he's overcooked that with the advantage over. So that's a really poor. So Monty Liebach, who was doing everything right in the first half, is struggling in the second half. He's just kicked that out in the full and gifted the ball the line, or just over the 10-meter line. I just can't believe that the technology has failed and they don't have alternatives. As I say, give me a call here, chaps, if you need some help here. Get a young DSTV Explorer out. So the Bulls on the charge here. They're on the halfway line. That's still a long way, but this is all about game ends for the Bulls. They've got 12 minutes left. They just need to see this game out. Walker carrying it up. Doesn't make any ground. Zachberger going to Mornestein. Mornestein trying to go into the boot. It's a good kick from Mornestein. Warwick Galant has kept it in. He's got Damien Willemse outside him. Willemse puts in the kick. Not the best clearance. I think he'll only find about 10 meters. I agree, Carl. It is shocking. I just can't believe that we just don't have. I mean, it's been gone for about 20 minutes now. As I said, I could have something. I could whip up something in no time. Yeah, do you want me to be the CMO? Do you want me to sort out chat, and I'll just get you on a phone call, and I'll make the decisions. That classic Marius, you may award the try. I'm ready for the call up. Anyway, it's a Bulls line out. 10 meters short of 22, maybe about 5 meters, maybe about 7.5, 8 meters around there. Yes, Bismarck does not look very certain about that call. To be fair, Bismarck has never been the most intelligent looking chap. Oh, Bismarck Duplessis, he's gone down the short side here. The Bulls are through to the 22. Janko Swanepoel gives it to Koboka, who's carried really well. I bet he could be a candidate for man of the match, Just the way that he's just turned the game on its head with his performance in the second half has been really good. Bismarck Duplessis now carrying it up. Bulls almost up to the 5-meter line. One try here, I think, would probably be enough to take the win. And a penalty advantage. Bismarck now carrying it up once again. All pretty lateral from the Bulls, not managing to find any momentum straight. Now they're going to the short side there. Harold Forster sees a bit of space. But they've actually lost a few meters there. New advantage, though. I'll work low. Sorry, carry. Remembering now the Bulls are actually down to 40 men. Madosh Tamwe in the bin. In the bin. Tamwe in the bin. And Arna Bota has left that behind, so it will be a penalty. And you've got to imagine that they'll kick this over. I mean, 26 to 23, it's a 3-point game. It's bang in front of the poles. You've got a man down. Do you want to run down the clock, or do you want to extend the lead? You can go up to 26 to 20. I mean, 29-23, 6-point advantage. It's still a converted try. Big decision to make. I would put this over, though. No, they're going to go for the corner. Shocking from the Stormers, too. I 100% agree. Eyeball. So they've cut the feed now. We've now cut to the studio. There's 9 minutes left. You had a working feed. Back at the TMO. We want to watch. Is anybody in the stadium? Can we call someone in? Well, sorry, people. I mean, we're not watching along without any watching. So I can't believe they cut a working feed to the studio. I understand they say to technicians, but just leave it. Like, I know it wasn't perfect, but we had a feed. Also, a game. Just grab a phone, just stream straight to YouTube, hook a link up here. Can't be that hard. I mean, I'm streaming my club cricket game tomorrow with a camera and a laptop. That's what we do. Oh, we've got a bit of we're back. No, we're not. We're looking at highlights. For fuck's sakes. In the mud. Super sport in the mud. Doesn't really work, does it? Okay, should play a drinking game. I don't know. What do we do for the last 10 minutes? I mean, I can't do a watch along of a game that we can't see. What do we do now, people? Do we have a drinking game? Do we watch the chat? I mean, what do we think about the game? I think the Stormers have blown what was a very good chance of beating the Bulls at Loftus. But having said that, I think the Bulls, you've got to look at those the substitutions. That Bulls bench has come on and just put the Stormers to bed. Lizo Koboka was phenomenal when he came on. Morne Stein's been a calming presence. I think Marcel Coetzee obviously been bought quite a lot. I mean, I can commentate on the panel at the moment. You've got Corne Ngani, who before the Sharks game says, I think the Sharks will win. I think the Bulls will win because looking at the 15 and 23, they're the better side. Like that's the expert. And look, he is quite a good analyst. But I did have a laugh at that. I don't know. What do we do? Do we sing? Do we? He actually didn't quick tap it, John. He didn't even quick tap it. He just cross kicked it. He doesn't have to quick tap it. He can just cross kick it. Fun fact from the penalty there. Which in theory, I suppose, if you don't quick tap it, you actually have to be 5 meters. But I mean, the match should almost be over. Okay, the best thing I can do is try and find some updates on Twitter. I don't know if I mean, if anyone's, I wish I knew somebody was there. I mean, imagine that if I had somebody there that could just like Zoom call me from in the stadium, yeah. Yeah, chaps. I don't know really what to tell you. Guys, can't understand how there's no contingency. I cannot understand how there's. I mean, surely, like, just plug a camera into a laptop and just live stream it to YouTube if you have to. Find something. So, I mean, we'll keep up to date. Supersport's still got a live sport going, which in theory are from people inside the stadium. So hopefully that should be up to date. Which still says Supersport last score still says 26 points to 23. I think we've got a bit of commentary from to see the penalty. So even the penalty, I mean, even all the commentary, I would know. Actually, I used to do the commentary for Supersport, the text commentary. So I'm trying to find updates for you guys, but it's proving to be a bit more difficult because a lot of the stuff is done via TV feeds. Like I know for a fact that the text commentary on Supersport is done by people. People aren't in the stadium for that one. Yeah, even update 27 minutes. The score remains unchanged here, Loftus, with the 5 minutes case. So we're still 26 points, 23 at 77 minutes. That's the chat. So yeah, so 3 minutes left. We'll wait and see. I just don't understand the logic when you've got 5 minutes left of cutting the feed to try and fix it. Like just limp along, for like another 5 minutes. Just make it work. Just use something like one camera feed. Like we don't even. It doesn't have to be a full production. We get that shit happens, but to cut away from the feed is a bizarre decision from Supersport. Sorry, people. I wish I could do more. It's 78. Try time, Stormers. The Stormers have scored. With 2 minutes to go, the Stormers have scored. That's huge. That is huge. There you go, 28 points to 26 with the conversion to come. In fact, I think they slotted the conversion, 30 points to 26. Well, I can't tell you how it happened. All I can tell you is that it has happened. The Stormers have scored. I mean, I'd love to tell you what's going on, but I'm busy watching a Supersport panel who are having a good laugh about a game of them. Surely, I don't understand. Surely they're on a phone call and they can tell you what's happening. I don't discuss the game. Tell us what's going on here. Stormers 26 points to 30 are up. Well, 2 minutes to go, and the Stormers have scored 30 points to 28. Well, that's a big moment for the Stormers. I mean, goodness me. That's a smash and grab from the Stormers. To be honest, I don't know. Do they deserve to win? Because they do deserve to win based on their first half performance. However, you want to play like that in the second half, you don't deserve to win. So, you should almost be shot on the spot for that kind of thing. But I can confirm that the Stormers have scored. That there is, I think, 3 minutes left. It's Paul de Vet. That's gone over for the Stormers. Trying to find more information as and when we can. So Paul de Vet has gone over for the Stormers to make it 26 points to 30. Right, so have the Stormers won it at the death? The Bulls will be heartbroken after that second half performance. However, that first half performance, they were never in the game. Right, so we'll keep you guys updated as and when we can. We're just waiting for some more updates to try and come through from our various channels. I'm trying to find someone who's actually at the game who can let us know what's going on. Sounds like Warwick Galant and Damien Willemse were involved as well. Sinatli, I think, made a couple of yards there before giving it over to Paul de Vet. Liebach does get the conversion, so 3 minutes to go. That was 4 minutes to go, so it should be full time. By my account, it should be full time over at Loftus, and unless something else has happened, it looks like the Stormers have managed to grab victory. I'm confused. It now says Liebach converts to make it a 6-point game, but chaps, we were at 26 points to 23. How have you gotten 8 points for that? Yeah, so I think Rugby Pass is a bit drunk, but I've got the score at 26 points to 30, which would make sense. Just trying to see if we can verify the final result here. Not going to be a very entertaining highlight reel, is it? You got a last late try to win the game, and you're not going to be able to watch the damn thing. I mean, if somebody's filmed it on their phone, send it to me, please. Send it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Come on, give me an update. The game should be over. Supersport are in the mud here. I mean, literally, how can you not keep them informed? I don't understand that. Well, why we don't care about the. We talk about the stuff later. Yeah, 76 minutes. Full time. There it is. Full time. The final score is 26 points to 30. I can confirm that the Bulls have fallen short and the Stormers have won the game. So there it is. That's the final score, 26 points to 30. Unfortunately, we couldn't see what actually happened in the final moments, but I can confirm that the final result over at Loftus is 30 points to 26. Apologies for the last 10 minutes. Not much I could do, unfortunately. Supersport buckling, but yeah, that is the final score there. So thank you very much for watching. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. We're 18 away from 10,300, which would be really cool to get because we've been sitting at 10,000 in the 200s for a while now. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have plenty of beers. Congratulations to the Stormers and the Sharks fans getting victories. Not a good day for the Gauteng teams. We will be back very soon and see you guys all then.